Live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at 9.
And thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider. We want to begin with the weather because your morning commute is going to be impacted, right, Emily?
That's right. So right now we're dealing with rain, but tomorrow it's going to be snow and it's going to be coming down during your morning commute. It's also going to get very gusty tomorrow, and that's going to result in drastically reduced visibilities. But first we have to get through the rain. Fortunately, we're no longer seeing those pink shades, the blue shades that are in the northwest suburbs, because we're no longer really dealing with freezing rain. What we do have to be concerned about is freezing on contact to any untreated surfaces, not because of the air temperatures, but because the road temperatures, ground temperatures are still at or below the freezing mark. Now tomorrow, this is what we're waking up to. We have snow that's going to be moving across the region. It's not a lot, but it's going to be enough to slow you down. Those details coming up.
New at 9, after so many seasons of despair, we've got good news for Southsiders. The Sox have won the golden ticket in the Major League Baseball lottery. They've landed the #1 overall pick. 1977 was the last time the Sox had the first pick, and they struck gold with Hall of Famer Harold Baines. Since ICE agents left Chicago mid-November, many neighborhoods impacted by those raids and increased enforcement are still feeling the after effects. Our Leslie Moreno was back in Little Village tonight to see how local businesses are doing now.
A completely different scene out here compared to just a couple months ago. Back then, business owners said traffic had dropped, families were too scared to leave their homes, and the entire area just felt on edge. Tonight, many of them saying things are slowly picking back up, but the impact didn't just disappear when federal agents left. Some store owners along 26th Street say they're finally seeing more families shopping and eating out again, something they didn't see much of when ICE agents were regularly stationed in the area. Others say the damage was deeper than they expected, with weeks of lost revenue and customers who still feel hesitant. And while the heavy enforcement presence is gone, many say they're still feeling the emotional and financial aftershocks.
The community in general has seen some support from the outside. People and business from people in different areas that haven't came out before. So you've seen a lot of new faces, and that's a good thing. And I think that that's what's helped a lot of restaurants, a lot of local businesses here. Kind of any little bit helps. I surely appreciate the customers that have came by from, whether the news, social media, and different influencers that have helped the community in general. And I think we see it, and it's a good feeling.
The community here is hoping this holiday season will help them fully recover, and they want people to know that Little Village is open, safe, and ready to welcome back its customers. In Little Village, Leslie Moreno, Fox 32 Chicago.
Suburban woman says she feels trapped inside her own home after the elevator in her apartment building went down 3 months ago. She says that her disability makes it nearly impossible to get around. Tia Ewing is back from Riverdale with the story.
Joyce Isom lives on the second floor. The building has 3. She's on a walker and can't go up and down the stairs with the elevator out and the intercom broken. She's hoping that speaking out will push management to actually do something.
So the directory doesn't work either?
Not from my apartment.
Oh, no, they need to fix this. That's horrible.
Joyce Isom called Fox Chicago hoping we could get her some answers.
I have to go downstairs to open the door for people.
Not only has the intercom been down,
Nothing.
so has the elevator. It's been out of service for 3 months.
I have arthritis. I have a disability with my legs. I also have something wrong with my back.
Isom moved to Whistler Crossing in Riverdale, she says, for the amenities and because her apartment is just feet away from the elevator.
Don't you think you should have a working elevator for $900 a month?
That's why I came here. That's exactly why I'm here, so that I can have a way to get up and down the stairs that's comfortable for me, and then I can keep moving.
But because of her disability and with no safe way in or out, Isom says her life has been put on hold.
My disabilities come with a lot of pain.
Holston Management, which runs the complex in the 137th block of South Low, has sent Isom 4 letters about the elevator. The first, dated October 9th, said an inspection and investigation were underway and advised residents to use the stairs. Some residents may be able to walk up and down, but Isom can't.
What do those letters say?
They say that we're waiting on the parts to come in for the elevator. All of them say that.
Other letters said a new door and parts had been ordered. The latest notice came December 1st, and it said more parts were needed because the elevator suffered significant damage during an emergency rescue.
So if there was a fire, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know how I react.
We reached out to Holston Management by email and by phone. The company is based in Chicago. I was able to leave a voicemail for the president.
What's going on over at Whistler Crossing? If you can give me a call back, Mr. Holston, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you and have a great day.
Joyce Isom says she's telling her story, hoping it gives management the push it needs to get this elevator moving again.
I feel like a prisoner.
And I did get a call back from the president, Peter Holston, and this is what he had to say. We know the elevator outage at Whistler's Crossing has gone on for just far too long, and we are embarrassed by the delay. A service call is scheduled today to confirm when the parts will arrive. We will keep residents updated, including on rent refunds. As of right now, Mr. Holston told me that he's waiting for a timeline for all of this work to be completed. And of course, we will keep you updated as well. Tia Ewing, Fox Chicago.
Riders may soon see more police patrols on CTA trains and also on buses. The federal government demanding a series of changes to make Chicago's public transit system safer. Casey Cronus has more.
Top transit officials say the city and state are failing riders. They've essentially given the CTA an ultimatum: make these changes or say goodbye to key funding. The federal government is putting the CTA on notice when it comes to keeping riders safe.
The feeling and the emotion and the experience of having crime occur on our public transportation system is certainly detrimental to our city as a whole.
The special directive was issued in the form of a letter to Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor J.B. Pritzker, warning that if safety enhancements aren't made swiftly, the government will hit the brakes on the money.
This is the federal government threatening state and local government with taking away federal funds for a purpose that they're not allowed to.
The ultimatum specifically points to the horrific attack on the Blue Line last month, where a Chicago man with a lengthy criminal history and 72 arrests set a 26-year-old woman on fire. Then just last week, another man was charged with attempted murder for pushing someone with intellectual disabilities onto the tracks.
The problem here is that the CTA is not safe, especially the red line and blue line. We've seen some horrific events in recent weeks.
While Governor Pritzker is pushing back, 42nd Ward Alderman Brendan Riley says he doesn't often agree with President Trump, but on this topic, he's on board.
I think the CTA should consider jettisoning their security contract. They should be using CPD officers on an overtime program and have them actually deployed onto trains from time to time. If a would-be criminal thinks there's a shot at running into a uniformed police officer on a train, they're going to think twice about committing that crime.
According to the FTA, assaults against riders have surged 150% in the last 5 years. Federal officials are now ordering the CTA to come up with an enhanced security plan by December 15th and implement it by the 19th. The CTA says it will respond by the government's deadline. In the meantime, we are waiting to hear specifics from the Chicago Police Department on their possible involvement in new safety measures. Reporting in River North, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
A special surprise for students at Burke Elementary School. They were at the Bessie Coleman branch of the Chicago Public Library today. They were learning about leadership qualities when a special guest came in. Check it out. Yeah, underneath the Santa cap there, that's former President Barack Obama stopping by to read them the book, Flying Free, How Bessie Coleman's Dreams Took Flight. This event, a sneak peek into the Storytime programming that's going to be offered at the library branch coming to the Obama Presidential Center next June. Families impacted by gun violence on the South Side are getting some support this holiday season from the Chicago Bears. The team hosting its annual gift-giving celebration tonight. Bears Care and Leo High School partnering every year for this event. It helps families in need, giving them holiday gifts for their kids.
We're honored to do it. It means a great deal to the community. And I have to say, the Bears' commitment to community service is very, very real. This is the 10th year we've done it. And they put a tremendous amount of effort into it. And it's just a great thing for the community.
It wasn't just Staley. Bears players were also there, helping families to pick out gifts. They were all donated by Bears staff and volunteers. After the break, Emily has your full forecast. Plus, the Swiftmas House is back for the season. We'll take a look.
Paris Schutz here, coming up tonight at 10 on the Chicago Report. The mayor's budget director defends his controversial head tax. Plus, a new curfew proposal for the city. We'll get the exclusive details on that. And a legendary Chicago photographer who documented history. You might not know his name, but you for sure have seen some of his photos. All that and more tonight at 10 o'clock.
Well, now to an annual tradition for dozens of CPS students from the South Side. More than 150 came downtown tonight for Christmas shopping and holiday light sightseeing. Now, these students are from the Englewood neighborhood, and the event is put on by the By the Hand Club for Kids as a way to ensure students can enjoy the magic of the holidays in the city.
This is a great event that we run every year. We do this event to really benefit our students and reward them because they've been working so hard all year long.
This organization gives each student an American Express gift card to buy gifts for loved ones. The Swiftmas House back in Naperville. This is the, look at this. This is the Scott family that began this tradition a couple of years ago, drawing visitors from all over. And oh, by the way, it's your last chance to see it. The family says that this is the last year for the display. They're hoping to go out with a bang, and they are encouraging visitors to make donations to the nonprofit Little Friends. This supports people with autism and other intellectual or emotional disabilities. The goal here is to raise $10,000. That would put Clark Griswold to shame.
Yes.
That is an impressive display.
Imagine the time that they spent on that. It's incredible. And as a Swiftie, I'm very excited by it. It looks really good. All right, let's take a look at the radar out there. We have rain that's moving across the area right now. Previously, we were really on the lookout for some freezing rain, and we did have a little bit of that closer to the Wisconsin border. As of now, air temperatures are back above the freezing mark, so we're in good shape. They should stay above freezing throughout the rest of tonight. The only thing that we're really going to have to watch out for is that our ground temperatures, road temperatures across the far northwestern sections, mainly near and north of 90 here, we are seeing that road temps are still just barely below the freezing mark. So any untreated surfaces, they could become a little slick out there throughout the evening and tonight. So we have rain tonight, but this is going to turn into snow going into tomorrow morning. Current temperatures are sitting in the mid-30s. They'll stay there all night. But then tomorrow, that's when we start to see some changes. So notice in the early morning hours, we start to see temperatures beginning to cool down. That's because of a cold front. So then by 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, we're dropping below freezing, and then it's just a downward slide from there. We're going into the 20s during tomorrow afternoon. And then our high temperatures going into Thursday and Friday are only going to be in the 20s, and we won't even make it to the 20s as we go into this upcoming weekend. So Futurecast, here's our storm system. Low pressure system is off to our north. This is going to slide to the east-southeast. And notice on the back side of this tomorrow morning, we're going to have strong northwesterly winds, but of course you can see all of the snow here as well. This is going to be kind of a quick hitter for us. It's coming through during the morning commuting hours after about 6, 7 a.m. or so. We're going to see this moving through. And then for a lot of us, it's going to come to an end prior to noon. But then for those of you in Northwest Indiana, we're starting to see some lake effect developing that could be impacting portions of Porter, LaPorte counties. It's not going to be a lot, but most of us are going to end up with around a ½ inch to an inch of snow. And of course, with that coming through during the morning rush, we're going to be dealing with, unfortunately, I think a slow and snowy commute. And then another round of snow is going to be possible going into Thursday night and Friday. For tonight, plan for lows right around 32. Again, that's going to be right around daybreak, and then we'll continue to fall tomorrow. So that high of 36, that's where I expect to be at midnight, and then it's going to get quite a bit cooler. We're in the 20s with snow on Thursday night into Friday, another round of snow on Saturday. And Scott, this weekend for the Bears, my goodness, 11 degrees. On Sunday, it's going to be very cold. Let's get a check of your weather pick of the day. This one coming to us from Bill out of New Lenox. And that, I'm almost certain, is the moon from last week.
During the day, so bright.
Right? I think it is, because look at the ground is so dark, and it looks like it's nighttime, right?
Oh, okay. You
right?
Know, you know
all the
better
Christmas
than I do.
lights are on.
I'll take your word
gorgeous.
for it. Okay.
Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks.
I'm Lou Canellis. Hey, White Sox just hit the jackpot in baseball's draft lottery. ESPN's Greeny, he's ready to ride with the Bears all the way to the Super Bowl. And Notre Dame doesn't like the way they were played during the regular season.
These rankings, and I said it, so I'm repeating myself, but they can't be a game of musical chairs at a 5th grade birthday party. And that's what it felt like to us.
Woo! Notre Dame Athletic Director Pete Bevacqua going after the College Football Selection Committee. We'll hear more from Bevacqua later in sports.
He must be.
Bears off today. They'll put playoff tickets on sale Thursday, but head coach Ben Johnson says his Bears will be a playoff team once they earn enough wins to become a playoff team. And a win over Cleveland is one they desperately need. I caught up with longtime friend Mike Greenberg from ESPN, and Greeny's all in on the Bears and their head coach.
Ben Johnson is the goods. I mean, he is so good. I love that he and LaFleur hate each other. There's nothing in the world better than that. You and I go back to Ditka and Forrest Gregg and all the rest of that. I love it. Like, good, healthy dislike between the Bears and the Packers is the best thing the Bears could possibly have. The Packers have been kicking the Bears' behinds forever. For Ben Johnson to go in there and say, I'm not kissing their rings. We're here to beat those guys, and go in there and almost do it at Lambeau, and they're going to beat them at Soldier Field a week from Saturday. And there is no team, not one team in the NFL, whose future I would trade for the Bears right now. And if they can make a couple of moves on defense, I can tell you right now, the Bears are going to be a very sexy pick to win next year's Super Bowl.
Make sure you check out Chicago Sports Tonight Daily. You can see my full interview with Greeny on Fox32Chicago.com and on the Fox 32 YouTube page.
Any extra satisfaction with this?
No, absolutely not. It was just, I mean, it's Packers Bears.
He's lying.
I know he is, Dan.
I had him hooked up. Look, this is my lie detector. That thing's going crazy. Look at that.
More on the renewed rivalry and everything around the division tonight on Fox 32 at 9:30. First, Notre Dame's left out of the college football playoff. Now head coach Marcus Freeman's the betting favorite to become the Giants' new head coach in the NFL. Notre Dame's athletic director, Pete Bevacqua, says he'll push to keep Freeman, making him one of college football's highest paid coaches. And Bevacqua is still hot about the way he was treated and Notre Dame was treated by the ACC and snubbed by the committee.
These rankings, and I said it, so I'm repeating myself, but they can't be a game of musical chairs at a fifth grade birthday party. And that's what it felt like to us. Well, we were definitely being targeted. And for better or for worse, we have a different relationship with the ACC than any other team in college football other than the teams that are in the ACC. And the ACC does wonderful things for Notre Dame, but we bring tremendous football value to the ACC. And we didn't understand why you would go out of your way to try to damage us in this process. Like, I'm not going to be overly dramatic here, right? But it strained the relationship.
Hey, White Sox won the golden ticket in the Major League Baseball lottery, landing the #1 pick. 1977, the last time the Sox had the top pick. They struck gold back then with Hall of Famer Harold Baines, who actually represented the Sox at the lottery tonight.
It's an honor. I mean, it's a huge responsibility. And, you know, our group, I mean, I'm just so happy for everyone, quite honestly. And, you know, going into this whole thing, you know, you kind of prepared for all different scenarios emotionally. But, man, I can't understate how big of a deal this is. And a chance to really, you know, walk away from a draft class and do some damage, you know, bring in some real talent.
And how about Kyle Schwarber? He gets a 5-year, $150 million deal to stay with the Phillies. We'll be right back.
That's our time. Good night.
I'm Tom.